Don't let an SOS, shiny object syndrome, sway you into switching your planner size. Instead, watch this so that you can avoid disrupting your planner piece and wasting a bunch of money. In today's video, I'm going to share my top 3 tips of things to consider before you switch planner size. Let's dive in. I've got my notes with me here because each tip actually has a subset of points and I don't want to miss a thing because this is all my trial and error that I want to share with you so that you don't disrupt your planner piece and waste a bunch of money. So my first tip is consider the why behind switching your planner size. I know it sounds so obvious, but if it's a case of shiny object syndrome or an SOS, then you're probably not going to stick with using that size planner. From my experience, I saw all of these gorgeous pocket size planners, personal size planners, and thought, yeah, I want to have a go at that. Bought them, got them in, and couldn't figure out how I was going to use them, and therefore didn't use them, and they just sat in the box until I needed to travel. And now you see my current planner is an A5 Moterm Luxe 2.0. It's in the dusty pebbled rose and it's quite weighty and it's quite chunky, and I knew that this was going to take up quite a lot of space in my overnight bag. Thank goodness I had suffered from shiny object syndrome and had a bunch of smaller planners, so I did need to switch size down for travel to something a bit more compact that I could easily fit in my overnight bag and it not take up a bunch of space. So based on my experience, I would say think about the motives. You need a powerful why before you switch your planner. So they could be, have you noticed you're not fully using all the space available in your inserts? Even if you switch from daily inserts to weekly or weekly to monthly, if you're still finding there's a lot of wasted space, then maybe it is time to switch planner size. Conversely, if you're struggling to squeeze everything into your inserts and you've gone from weeklies on 1 page to week on 2 page to a daily, and you're still like, I can't fit everything in on this insert, then perhaps it is time to switch planner size and go a little larger. Next one, your lifestyle or circumstances have changed and your current planner just doesn't suit your needs. So say for example, you've gone from working full-time down to part-time, and actually before you needed a big desk planner because you had a lot of appointments going on, and now life has slowed down a little bit. Maybe that is the time to size down. Or maybe you're a busy mum and you just need to fit a lot more in. You've gone from just having a few things in your schedule, but now you have a lot of kids stuff coming at you in terms of school and curriculum things that you need to keep track of as a parent. Then maybe you need to size up. Now for me, it was traveling. I needed something smaller that was going to be far more portable than my A5 planner. So I definitely needed to switch planner size, although my switch was just temporary. 2, consider inserts for your new planner before you make the switch. Again, I know it's another obvious one, but when I had originally gone on a bit of a spending splurge and bought a whole bunch of smaller planners because I thought, oh yeah, they look really smart and compact and I could do that. The reason that I didn't do that was because I bought the planners and I didn't have any inserts to go in them. Yes, my Filofax, I did buy it brand new, so it did come with a set of 2022 inserts in there, but it wasn't really in a format or structure that I enjoy using. I prefer using my own inserts because I've tailored them to meet my specific needs so that I do I do stay consistent with using my planner. So again, I know it's obvious, but consider having inserts to hand before you make the switch, because you can double check that say if you're in an A5 size planner and you love the inserts that you already have, then you could see if those inserts come in the size that you're switching to, or if you're in a personal size and you're sizing up, again, have a look and see whether the inserts that you currently love using are available in the new size that you're planning to switch to. consider buying a few key inserts for the new size so that you can test them out before you invest in the planner. Let's face it, inserts are way cheaper than a whole planner, and it gives you a chance to see whether you're going to be able to fill the space, whether you're sizing down, are you going to be able to write small enough to fit those inserts, or if you're sizing up, are you going to be comfortable with having that much room to fill, or is that going to make you feel a bit apprehensive? It's best to get the inserts first. Try them out, try out a daily if that's what you're used to using, or try out a weekly and see how you get on first. Another great tip, opt for undated inserts. Now for me, my switch was due to travel and I knew that I didn't need dated inserts, so I actually went undated. So I have the option of going back into this again if I'm traveling. All I need to do is print out some more undated inserts, fill them in, and I'm good to go. Finally, see if you can get some freebies. Then you don't even have to spend out any money. You can test out the size before you invest in the planner. Now I get it, planners are gorgeous. They're almost like handbag, or I just touched my glasses, which made me think glasses. Like for me, I love glasses. I would buy a new pair of glasses every season if I could, but I restrained myself. I'm trying to err more on the side of minimalism, but there's so many gorgeous things out there. So I get it. Sometimes you just want to treat yourself to a beautiful object. But if you want to actually get use from these objects that are going to bring you joy, then again, you know, freebies might be a great way for you to evaluate whether you will use it or not. And my third and final tip is consider the cost of buying a new planner and maybe consider going pre-loved. So my reason behind saying this is, as we know, planners can be quite expensive. And if you are suffering from a little bit of S.O.S, again, no shame. I've been there with the shiny object syndrome and bought a bunch of planners that I then didn't use. So I get that, but they are expensive, especially if you are buying them brand new. So my top tip here is to go pre-loved. And then at least you know that if it's not something you're going to be using regularly, like for me, it's purely for travel, then you're not spending out an absolute fortune, and you know, you're being environmentally friendly too. Planners, they hold their value as well. So in some respects it can be a bit of an investment, because you know, potentially what you pay for a pre-loved planner, if you look after it and you're not using it regularly, you can sell it for that exact same money, and then you haven't really lost anything. Now my top tips for finding pre-loved planners would be eBay. I've found some absolute treasures on eBay, so I would say check out eBay for your region. So I'm in the UK, so I went on ebay.co.uk and I found some real gems. But again, if you're in a hurry, this may not be the route for you, but because I was suffering from a little bit of S.O.S, I wasn't in a hurry and I was just browsing and looking and seeing whatever took my fancy. And because there wasn't that pressure, if I didn't win a bid, then I wasn't really that bothered. Or if it went above what I was willing to spend, again, I wasn't really that bothered. Another great thing to do is, if you do need it straight away, consider going for past seasons. That's another way that I've managed to get a few bargains on Filofax, where I found where they did a limited edition run of things for a particular season, and they're getting to the end of that season. I've been able to get some, you know, real good bargains from Filofax by shopping past season items during the sale. Finally, check out Facebook. There are a ton of buy and sell and de-stash groups on Facebook, so it is worth doing a search for your brand of planner that you're looking for. Join in the planner group for that, especially if they do buy and sell. They will make it clear in their terms when you request to join the Facebook group whether they do allow people to buy and sell planners. And that's another way of finding what you love, and it's also a great way of seeing if anyone's experienced any pitfalls with that particular planner. You can go in with your eyes wide open so that you're not just jumping in and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that. Oh, no. Or you can be like, yes, that's exactly what I need it for. If someone says, oh, I got this planner, but it didn't work for me because but you can say, actually, because of that, that would work for me. Then again, it's doing your research. And I think that is my overall bonus tip. Do your research. Don't just have a firm why behind the switch and testing out the inserts beforehand and considering going pre-loved, but do your research and make sure that you are fully aware of everything. Like, from my own experience of, like, this was the first one that I bought because I thought I could do personal, and then I got a Malden, and then it's just like, it just goes on, doesn't it? But I got this and I really wanted to use it, but because I was so comfortable in my A5 planner, I just couldn't make the switch. It just made sense for me to be like this. And then I had buyer's remorse because I'd spent a bunch of money for something that I wasn't even using, and that never feels good, does it? But I am glad in a way that I did, because when it came to traveling, I did have it available. So there you go. If you are considering switching to a personal size planner, then I have got a little thank you treat for you for making it to the end of this video. On my website at the moment, I have 10 free personal size inserts. They are printable PDFs, so you do need to have a printer and paper and know what you're doing in terms of trimming it. I've got a whole video on how to trim your inserts anyway, so I will link to that below as well. But for the first 10 people, you can get a freebie bundle of week on one page, month on one page, and a notes page. I think that those are the bare basics of what you need to get started. If you're considering switching a planner size to personal, it's enough to get you going and like seeing if you're comfortable in that size. So go over to keshinomi.com, or actually follow the link in the description, because that will take you straight there. I don't want everybody to find them. It's only 10, so do check that out if you are interested. There's also an accompanying blog post. I'll link to that below if you want to see those points again. They're sort of laid out in a better format than me gobbledygooping away on video. But it's always nice to watch someone and say hello to you guys, isn't it? And we get to interact because you can comment below and I can comment back. And sometimes it's really helpful seeing other people's comments based on their experiences as well, so we can all learn from each other, which is the beautiful thing about this amazing planner community that I've found myself in. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye, 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 bye.